Greetings from YWAM at Heredia in Costa Rica. 30 years ago, my wife and I pioneered the Ministry of Youth with a Mission here in Costa Rica. For 20 years, we rented a property that we believe God wanted us to purchase, but until last year, that wasn't possible. But last year, the Lord opened up the doors for us to make the purchase. We are in the process of developing this beautiful piece of land that God has given us here in Costa Rica. Since April of last year, we have been in really changing from being renters to being developers of this facility. Our goal is to make a facility that can house over 100 people. Our current capacity is about 50. We would like to double our capacity, but also to expand our schools. We currently run 3 schools. We run a DTS, a School of Sustainable Development, and a School of Ministry and Leadership Development. We would like to expand this, but we need more space, more housing, etc. in order to do that. In order to accomplish some of the development we need to do on this property, we obviously need people and some skilled people. We need materials. So one of the challenges we have is when we have people, we don't have money for the other materials that we do need to purchase, or when we have money for materials, we don't have laborers and skilled people to work. It's a rare moment when we have both. And currently, our School of Sustainable Development was finished their lecture phase last week, and they were planning to go to Africa for 3 months for their outreach. But due to the coronavirus and all the travel restrictions, their flights were canceled and they were forced to stay here. So for the next 30 days, they have committed to staying here. So with the 7 students and 3 staff that are staying behind, we have 10 people that are willing and able, and many of them are very skilled to do some of the development projects that we have going onto the base. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about these projects because we need to raise some funds for the materials that we don't have. And so in the videos to follow, we're going to see some of the different projects. We'd like you to pray about this, ask the Lord if He'd have you partner with us or come down and help when you can travel, because I realize right now no one can travel. But maybe the Lord would move you to give towards these things. Thank you for your time and for considering this. One of the projects we would like to complete is our shop. Years ago, we put up a pro-panel metal structure for a shop and began to accumulate tools for woodworking, welding, and mechanical work. The shop has been a huge blessing, but we never completed it for lack of funds. It currently has a dirt floor, dirt and gravel floor, which makes it very uneven, makes it very dirty, and hard to work in, hard to keep clean. We'd like to pour concrete on the floor. We have wood for the forms, but what we lack is the metal, reinforcing wire, and concrete in order to do it. We've had some different bids on the materials for this project, and we figured right now that the cost for the purchasing of the cement, the rebar, and the reinforced steel and everything to construct it to be about $1,800. We would do all the labor, and we have the wood for the forms, so our biggest expense is going to be just those materials. So if you would like to be a part of that, just let us know. 5 years ago, we were donated a greenhouse. It came to us in a container, so it was completely taken apart, so we have never seen it together, but it is a 30 by 90 foot greenhouse. We have the galvanized piping, we have the material that covers it. The only thing that we need to purchase to finish that project is concrete and steel and bolts for the footers, so we can attach the framework to the concrete. So we're trying to raise about $200 for the concrete footers, and then we can complete that project. So if you would like to be a part of that, just let us know. One of our of dreams has been to build a prayer chapel. This would be not a large structure, maybe 16 by 16 foot structure with a metal roof. Something made out of wood, something very inviting, where people can just spend time in worship and prayer. We felt like the Lord spoke to us a couple of years ago about building this on the highest place on the property. We found that location, and we have the lumber to begin the project, but there are materials that we will need to buy, like the metal for the roof, the glass, the door, the concrete for the footers, and the electrical installations. So to complete that project, we estimate we're going to need about $2,300. So if you would like to be a part of that, just let us know. Many years ago, we had replaced the roof on our main house. It had an old concrete roof that was falling apart, but we put a nice green pro-panel roof on it. But we were never able to finish the project because we didn't have the money for the gutters. It's a big house, and it costs about $200 for every 20 foot of gutter. Right now we're trying to complete the gutters on the front of the house because the water coming off the front falls right in our sidewalk where we all walk. So we need about $600 to complete the front of the house, which is about 60 feet. So if you would like to be a part of that, just let us know. One of the projects that we have done over the years is to install rainwater collection tanks next to many of our buildings. Obviously we get plenty of rainwater here, but also there are days when we don't get water from the city, and so this is our backup water supply. The only thing we need to finish the project is to connect it, connect the roof, put a gutter on the roof to connect that to the tank so it'll fill up once it starts to rain. We're just beginning our rainy season, so it's a great time to be able to finish this project, and we need about $200 for every 20 foot of gutter, downspout, hangers. We get called all the time here from churches and groups wanting to use our facility for picnics, weddings, retreats, seminars, because it's such a lovely location up in the mountains, and lots of green areas for people to walk around and enjoy nature. But the challenge we've always had is, because we do get regular rains, is that many times these events get rained out. So one of our goals has been to build a multi-purpose area, which concrete slab that could be used for basketball, volleyball, soccer, but then when you want to have a special event, you can put a large tent or structure over it. We've cleared an area and leveled an area 25 by 15 meters. We figure that's large enough to house about, or to seat about 200 people. We've had some bids from different contractors that pour concrete, and the least expensive one we've found so far is $8,000 to complete that project. If you would like to be a part of it, please let us know. We have recently dedicated our fourth new cabin on the property, this cabin that we built with the help of a church from South Dakota and many volunteers and staff here. So they have their own little kitchenette and bathroom. So they're a great little cabin for families when they come down here to serve or to go to school. One of the needs we still have though for this cabin, even though it's completed, is that it has no furniture. Now we can make beds and cabinets and things like that, but we need appliances and we need living room furniture. So we estimate that for about $1,000 we could find some good furniture for the living room and some small appliances for the kitchen. So if you would like to be a part of that project, just let us know. For all the years that we rented this property, we've struggled with the electricity coming in. We're about 140 meters away from the main road, which is a pretty good distance, and of course the whole distance is lined with trees. We get these seasonal winds every year, and almost every year we've been here, we've had a branch or a tree or something fall on the power lines and break them, and some have left us without power as long as 4 days. So it's been a challenge, and so one of the ideas we've had is to bury these lines, put them underground. Of course, that involves digging the ditch, putting the conduit in, and then running the wires. We've had a couple estimates, and the cheapest one we found so far is $3,000 to bury all the power lines so that we don't have these issues every year.